I'm Rebecca Carner. Today we are tuning normalization. What have we normalized? Yesterday in a class that I was taking, the teacher read a poem by John O'Donohue, and this is deeply paraphrasing it. But the essence of it was, may I live like a river, delighted by my own unfolding. And what really struck me about it is, wow, there's a lot of heat right now. You know, as a river makes its way down whatever course it's taking, depending on how much water's there, how much rainfall, the changing nature of the banks and the landscape over which it's running. You know, I don't think a river thinks, oh man, look at this rock. What's this rock doing here in my way? It just goes around it, you know? And one of the things that I've been really contemplating is, what have we normalized and how exactly do we define things? And over time, and while circumstances change, you realize that what you called, for instance, love or a friendship, you might realize after a while that that's really not working for you, or you may, due to some life experience, realize, oh, there's a different nature to friendship. This is a different kind of friendship than I've ever had before. Or this is such a better work experience. Why did I stay in that workplace for so long? How had I normalized that? Why had that become acceptable to me? Sort of status quo. And if we move away from normalization, it can be really challenging and a little bit hard, because if something is sort of what you do every day and then you realize, this isn't really working for me, you know, you don't know what to do, or sometimes it almost feels easier to accept something and to sort of make it normal rather than calling it what it is and seeking to change it. There's that sort of, we normalize things to sort of keep the peace, both for ourselves and often for the people around us. But keeping the peace can really be at the expense of our own experience. All right, this Earth Star Energy Center is still a little hot. It's opening up, and I'm going to go around and come up to the Sun Star and see if we can just get this whole channel of energy open. Whew. A lot of heat with this today. Normalizing. All right, so the heat, right. If we woke up with brand new beginner's eyes and looked at our day and didn't think, oh, well, this is normal for me, or this is typical, but really looked at each element, how we get out of bed, how we care for ourselves in the morning, what we start our day with in terms of food or activities, who we spend our day with. If we really looked at it with complete open curiosity, would we be willing to fully see what it is that we're doing? You know, sometimes it can be a little intimidating. It's like, no, I'd rather keep my blinders on. But at what cost? Normalizing. I suppose that's another, I guess that's what people are talking about, our quote, comfort zone. You know, I'm kind of allergic to the whole comfort zone. First of all, I mean, I've heard others say it before, you know, people's comfort zones really aren't that comfortable. And yet we're constantly being prompted to get out of our comfort zone. Okay, well, if we weren't very comfortable to begin with, if we were normalizing chronic pain or chronic fatigue or really, really unsupportive relationships, then in that way, yes, please do get out of your, quote, comfort zone, but realize you're getting out of it because it's not comfortable. Yeah, there we go. Wow, nice. If we moved away from normalization, would we be fully open to seeing all the ways that we're not comfortable, that we're not in fact happy, that we don't feel good? Because it's only when you identify something that you can seek to change it. Doesn't mean you have to walk out and 86 all your friends and quit your job and leave the house situation that you're living in. It's not like that. It can be incremental shifts. It can be tiny little nuanced changes, sometimes just by approaching things different, by realizing that something really wasn't working for you. If you just think about it differently or speak about it differently, that can affect such a profound shift, and in fact no external circumstances have changed at all. So don't be afraid to question what you've normalized, because it only gets better. The heaviest chakra was the heart chakra. There was a lot of fear. Everybody take a nice big deep breath. There's a lot of fear around, if I truly assess and look with open eyes at what I'm accepting as normal, it was this sort of dread, it was this stricken feeling of, but what if I figure out I hate my life? Okay, well okay, that isn't the goal. And it's really not about judging, oh my God, I hate my life. It's really not about judging. It's more moving away from normalization to see what we can make even better. Or lighten our own loads. You know, there's nothing so heavy as a lie. I was recently thinking about the act of lying, and I'm not talking about little white lies. I'm talking about living lies. And I was thinking how heavy they are, and that the energy of a lie, when I was thinking about it, I got the image of a of a live rat stuck in a cage, and the rat is a lie. And while we lie and we think, oh, I pulled it off, or oh, I got that person to believe me, or whatever, the fact is that that rat is still alive, and it's actively trying to get out of this cage that we've put it in inside of us by creating that lie and trying to pass it off as truth outside of us. And in effect, if you move away from the things that you've normalized and start to regard them with openness and curiosity, there is kind of this effect of, holy smokes, I've been lying to myself. I didn't even know I was doing it. And nobody really likes that feeling. But again, rather than sort of naming it as having lied to yourself, instead of thinking, oh, I've been lying to myself, think, thank you. Thank you for trying to keep peace. Because when we normalize something that, if we're really, really honest with ourselves, wasn't really working for us, or was unsupportive, or downright toxic or abusive for us, what we were doing was trying to walk peacefully. And I'm not saying that moving away from normalization means that you're going to have a ton of conflict in your life. It doesn't have to be that way. But if you realize that something really isn't working for you, it's not because you've been a big dodo this whole time. In fact, what you were doing was trying to keep things smooth and kind and peaceful. And that's a beautiful thing. But you don't have to keep the peace at your own expense. Ever. And you can shift things in a non-violent, non-contentious way. There we go. Everybody take a nice big deep breath. Really try and use your, there's a lot of heat releasing there. Good. Use your diaphragm as a bellows and really sigh it out. Also getting the image of, what are they called? Rollers, steam rollers, those road making machines that have those really giant drum wheels, and they flatten down the warm asphalt into a smoothly paved surface. And in the heart and in the diaphragm, this whole topic, there's just these waves of heat that make me think of the pressure that we've put on ourselves. No, this is normal. No, this is fine. It's like one of those roller machines, tamping everything down, press, press, press. So pressurized. Wow, just imagine how much lighter and less pressured you would feel if you could see things for what they are, rather than seeing things, defining things as okay, so that you don't have to deal with them. It's really a false economy, right? If I don't call a spade, then I won't have to deal with the spade. Okay. Well, here's the glitch in that get along. Um, you're dealing with the spade 24/7, thinking that you're not dealing with the spade if you don't call the spade a spade. If you call a spade, then all of a sudden, okay, woo, got to deal with the spade. It can be a little jarring, but then once you deal with the spade, it's like this whole new vista on the other side. It's like, oh God, all I had to do was get that spade sorted out, and I feel so much better. That's the payoff. That's the true dividend of moving away from whatever homeostasis that you're living in, particularly if ultimately it's just really not serving you. And it's really not saving you from dealing with it. It's just that your body and your energy is dealing with it all the time in this kind of low-key background noise avoidant kind of a way, which you then just become used to. And it is not helping you. It's just not helping. There's a lot of pressure in my stomach. It's really interesting. Think how much more personal power you would have available to you if there weren't these constant drains on your energy, these low-key background constant drains by all of what we say, oh, that's typical. Oh, that's just how it is for me. That's the way things go for me. No, it just doesn't have to be that way. And you will feel so much brighter and so much lighter. By curiously and authentically and openly looking at the life that you've created for yourself. And then it can become like this then life really goes from drudgery to this kind of excited mystery. It's like, well, if you really sort of take inventory and look at things, at first it may feel like, whoa, there's a lot of things I'd like to change. But then once you make the first little shift and things feel better, then you're like, oh, well, what else can I change? Oh, well, I feel so much better. Oh, well, okay, that was kind of an easy one. Let me do one that I think is big, and let's see how much better I'll feel. Ah, nice. Whew, everybody breathe there. Just the suggestion of that brought a real lightness. Yeah, don't judge. Don't be like, oh, why did I accept this for so long? You know what? It doesn't matter. You saw it. You saw it today. You get to shift it today. Right? All we have is the present moment. It doesn't matter why, and it doesn't matter for how long. Things can shift today once you see them. Let's really connect that up. That sense of excited surprise of all the big and little ways that you can make your life even yummier starting, there we go, starting today. Woo! Woo! All right. Outstanding. All right, let me wrap up the field. All right, great. That was our tuning away from normalization and tuning towards excited adventure, excited curiosity. Have a great day. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And always visit RebeccaCarner.com if you'd like more information on tuning. Thanks.